That it's one thing to have these coins or tokens floating around, but you also need to store your keys or your private keys, right? And which is essentially access to your crypto. So these videos, they might be a little bit laggy because of the internet, but I'll send the links and obviously put them on the replays, but they'll explain a little bit about what's called wallets. So you need to have a wallet to hold your crypto.
Hey YouTube, what is up? It's your boy Andre coming to you from Toshi's World, your new world. Today I want to help you guys get into crypto. So you're going to need a wallet. There's two kinds of wallets. There's a hot wallet and there's a cold wallet. But today we're just going to talk about hot wallets.
Hey babe, I thought we were going to Bitflix and chill.
Okay, I'll be out in a sec. Hold on.
Babe, what are you doing in there?
I was doing a YouTube tutorial on wallets.
Wallets? What, like Gucci?
No, crypto wallets.
A what wallet?
So if you want to buy Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency, you need what's called a wallet. In particular, a hot wallet.
What, like one you've stolen?
No, a hot wallet means you're connected to the internet. You have to access that wallet online.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me a bit more, but quickly, because I want to watch Game of Coins.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. There are three types of wallets. The first wallet is an online wallet. Basically, you jump onto that wallet's website, log in, and then you've got access to your wallet. It's all online. The second wallet is a desktop wallet. You download the wallet onto your desktop or your laptop, and then you can access that wallet whenever you want offline, and then if you want to do stuff, you jump online. Third, it's a mobile wallet. That's basically an app on your phone. So you can access all your coins, all on your phone. It just makes things easy when you're out and want to do transactions. Blah, 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 blah. Done.
So, do I need all three, or can I just have one?
I would have all three, but I'd use each wallet for a different purpose, and I'd store a certain amount of coins in each of those wallets.
Right, okay. And if they're online, like, am I going to get hacked?
They're pretty heavily encrypted, but because it's online, there is that potential.
So, is there a safer way of doing it?
Yes, they're called cold wallets.
Cold wallets?
Yes.
Okay, you've lost me. Please, can we Bitflix and chill now?
Okay, we'll talk about cold wallets next time, but I need your piss.
No, please don't take your phone. You'll be half an hour. Oh, for God's sake.
Hey guys, we'll talk about cold wallets next time, but if you want to learn more about hot wallets, press the link below and jump into Toshi's World. Can't wait for you guys to see it. You're gonna love it. Anyway, we'll speak soon. I gotta go. Bye.
All the coins in my wallet, hodl in my rocket. Ain't nobody stopping us. Yeah, hey, we gonna take it to the moon. 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 Hey, alright.
Oh man, check this one out. Check this one out.
Oh, swipe right on that for sure.
Ooh, look at the curve on that.
Damn.
That is hot.
Yep, swipe right.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Nah.
Oh.
Hey, man, you get a lot of coins.
Yeah, I just keep them on the go and check a new one out each day.
Yeah, where do you keep them all?
I just spread them around a few online wallets.
Have you ever thought of putting some offline, like storing them in a cold wallet?
No.
Has this ever happened to you? Do you own a lot of coins and you want to know a great place to store those coins? They're called cold wallets. So there's two kinds of cold wallets. The first one's a hardware wallet, and that's basically like a USB key. You connect that up to your computer, take your coins off your hot wallets, chuck them into that wallet, disconnect it from the computer, store it in a safe place. Then, when you want to use it, you connect it back up to your computer, put the coins in your hot wallets, and away you go. The second is a paper wallet, and that's basically two pieces of paper. One piece of paper has your public key code printed on it. Your public key code is the key code that everyone can see. The second piece of paper has your private key code printed on it. Your private key code is the code that only you know. You've got to keep it in a safe place. And if you want to do transactions, you need both keys to use your paper wallet. Remember, these wallets are only necessary if you have a large amount of coins. Or if you're really paranoid! If you want to know more about cold wallets, just press the link below and jump into Toshi's world.
Hey babe, who are you talking to?
No one. Really?
That's my cake, you mother...
All the coins in my wallet, hotter than my rocket. Ain't nobody stopping us. Yeah, hey, we gonna take it to the moon. 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 Hey, alright.
Essentially, what a cryptocurrency wallet is a safe place to store your private key, and it's access to this private key that gives you, or the holder, access to transact on the blockchain itself. So what that looks like in simple terms is that on the left side, you see their custodial wallets. So they're the easiest wallets to get because they're the ones that you get when you sign up to an exchange in order to buy crypto. But because the exchange has custody of your keys, basically you don't own your crypto so long as they have those keys. They're sitting on an exchange and they're susceptible to being hacked. You know, if that exchange or that company gets hacked, then you could also lose your coin. So what people then do is to move it off exchange. So if you're not trading actively, you move it off the exchange. And the next step is to move it onto a hot wallet. And that's the one that's, either on your desktop or your phone. And it's a little bit more secure because now you hold the keys to your crypto. And then a step above that are the hardware wallets, which are cold wallets, because essentially you get like a little, USB key that if it's connected to the internet, it becomes a hot wallet. If you pull it off the internet, it becomes a cold wallet. So you've got that extra level of security. And then there's the extreme end, which is cold wallets that are air gapped, and it literally says it in the name. It's air gapped, as in there's a gap of air between the wallet and the internet. So those don't connect to the internet at all via Wi-Fi, or you can't plug them in or anything like that. So it's basically like a safe, like literally a metal safe that you have, versus just having a paper gift voucher or something like that, if you were to compare it to real world things. So there's more details on that on the website link again that we'll put up. So I've got my website with a bunch more detail about hot wallets and cold wallets. And there's also links that you can click on to get some of your own wallets and try these things out. The easiest one that we've found so far is this program called Exodus, which kind of is in between, where it's a desktop wallet, or you can have it on your phone, and it can also connect to hardware wallets. So it's like a happy medium between the three different levels of security. And in terms of the actual hardware wallet, so there's pictures of a Trezor, a Ledger, and Elipal. These are just different brands of wallets. And nowadays you can get wallets that are as little as like $60 all the way up to a few $100s, depending on the level of security. And yeah, basically it's like it's a key ring that you carry around. And if you lose your hardware wallet, as long as you remember your passcodes or your recovery keys, which is like a list of words, it will be in the next slide. you can basically go to the shops and buy a new hardware wallet, enter in your passcode or your recovery keys, and then you get all your crypto back. So
And what do you use? Sorry, what do you use and why?
I use all three of them actually. Well, I don't have an EliPal. I have something else, but which is in one of the other slides. But you can store different coins on each wallet, on each hardware wallet, and they have like different interfaces in terms of how they connect. But essentially, like the wallet technology these days is a lot better than what it was, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So before, you had to have a particular type of hardware wallet that only stored certain types of coins. But nowadays, most of them will store the important ones, like a few hundred different types of coins. So there's not that much of a
bank. Like this is if for comparison, like to old world comparison, this would be like this is the bank. Like this is your HSBC of is that?
Yeah. If you look at it as like, think of if the EliPal is like a metal safe with a combination that you store at home, and you store your gold bullion in there or whatever, your coins. That's the level of hardware security there is in that. Whereas the Trezor and the Ledger are more like just a little lockbox or a treasure box that might have a padlock on it that only you have a key to it. But there's still a level of risk in that someone could come with a big hammer and smash that lock off. But it's better than just having a normal leather wallet, which is like your desktop internet.
And it's true what Kev said, that it is, it does have a risk, but that risk is so minute if you're just smart about what you do. So for what you'd be doing, Linda, and what even myself, I've only got a Trezor. I don't have an EliPal or anything like that. But it's about being smart what you do. It's still a cold wallet. It's still offline. You still it's still saving your private keys, so they are still saved offline. The thing is though, and we'll talk about this on I think it's the next slide or the one after, where you get an actual code that you need to write down, which is kind of like your PIN number, if you want to put it that way. And when you write that down on a bit of paper, I say this to people all the time, you wouldn't go storing it all in the one place. So once you've wrote it down, you maybe give a copy to someone that you know and trust, like your parents or your brother or your sister, or someone that you have full trust in, and that way you can give them that, and it's stored separately to where your Trezor is. Because someone can come in today and I can give them my Trezor, but they can't access anything because they don't have the PIN code for my Trezor. They don't have the private key for my Trezor. They don't know any of the information. The Trezor is just the instrument that I use to access my private key. But they don't have all the information and the seed code, which is what we're going to touch on here.
Yeah. So whenever you get these devices, you get given a seed code, which is basically like anywhere from 9 to 24 random words that if you ever lose the device, so long as you have those words, your recovery seed, you basically type it into the app or the app online, and then it allows you to then recover your crypto keys on the new device. So it's really important to keep those safe somewhere. And there's that level of just writing it on a piece of paper, but what if you lose that piece of paper, or God forbid your house burns down? Then there's other hardware related things like crypto steel, this other product, which is basically a steel key card that you can put different letters in, and then you store it away somewhere, and it's fireproof and weatherproof and all that sort of thing. So you do something like that if you had maybe a few $1,000s worth, because remember, if you're acting like your own bank, then you want to be secure. You have that responsibility to secure your own funds. But if you're only, say, playing around with $100 or less or something like that, something that is not really worth like that, crypto steel I think is about $150. So it doesn't make sense to buy something that's hardcore security. If you're paranoid and you're only playing around with $50 or $100 worth. So you just got to gauge it for yourself. The other cool thing, I mean, this is getting more into like James Bond, spy technology territory, but things like the Trezor, you can enter in different layers or different codes, like panic codes. If, say, someone has you hostage, which just, yeah, full transparency, this has happened in the crypto world, because some people were like instant millionaires overnight, and boasting about their wealth online or whatever. Yeah, we've got Lamborghinis and whatnot, and then next minute someone comes to try and scam them or hold them hostage or whatever. So there's features built into something like the Trezor where if you type in the wrong PIN code or a different PIN code, sometimes it can either be like a panic button that can alert authorities, not necessarily with Trezor, but other devices, or it can bring up what's called a fake wallet, where say your normal PIN code is 1234, and in that wallet, when you type in your PIN code, it shows that you've got $1 million. But if you type in 1235, it shows you've only got $50 in that wallet. That's something that could deter a potential, thief. If you go, okay, cool, here's my $50 worth, take it, crypto's yours, whatever, and then you just go and buy another Trezor and then put in your real codes, and then you've still got your $1 million worth. So you can build these layers of wallets in there. That's probably getting a bit too technical now, but it's kind of cool, James Bondish spy stuff.
It's all the things that have been like security increases at the same level as the technology.
Yes.
So if people are becoming their own banks, which they are, the level of technology far surpasses the kind of security that your bank will give you. And it's just about knowing and being aware of these things. And it's not that expensive now. Like a Trezor, I think, is like $100 now. Whereas 3-4 years ago they're like $400 or something. So these things are always improving, and they're not only getting cheaper, but the actual value that you get from them is improving as well. The technology is improving with it. So but like what you said before, Linda, 100% correct. These are essentially your banks now. And if you choose to go down this path and you do have a considerable amount in a Trezor, then the smart thing to do would be to add these extra layers of security.
You can also have multiple devices. So some people who, this is pre-COVID, who used to do a lot of travel, because you know how when you travel you're not supposed to have more than, say, $10,000 cash that you bring over borders. So some people would have different Trezors in different countries and basically just bounce around and access their crypto funds that way. So it all depends on how much you have and the level of security that you want to go to. But it's good to know that these devices do exist to keep you safe. So moving forward, so where do you look for tokens or coins? And there's two main websites. There's a bunch of others, but just start with these ones. So CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko basically index the entire crypto market, and you can check out how much the current price is of a particular coin. You can see how much it's changed over the last couple of hours, the last couple of days, or the all-time history of it. You can even dig down to who owns the companies behind some of these projects. What's their performance like? There's a whole bunch of data that you can do research on before you actually get into purchasing a coin. So yeah, definitely have a look at those websites when you have time.
Putting these websites down as we go, guys, as well. So feel free to copy and paste in the chat, or take a screenshot or whatever you like.
And then in terms of where to buy, so the first three on the left there's crypto.com, which is pretty easy to remember, YRX and CoinJar. I put those up there because those are exchanges where you can buy and also store your crypto on a Visa card or a Visa debit card. So then you can basically have crypto but use it the same way that you're used to now with using credit cards and scanning and all that sort of thing. It's got the exact same features. It's just on a handy little card. So that's why those there. I think Coinbase might be looking at coming out with their own or in partnership with someone, but so far those other ones that are outside of that green box don't have their own cards. Some of them you might not be able to access, like CoinJar and Independent Reserve, I think are only in Australia, possibly even CoinSpot. And then the ones close to the top are more universal. And depending on where your location is, you can also use Crypto Compare to see what wallets are available to you or what exchanges are available to you. And they all have different fees. They all have different, structures as to how they work. But it's just, these are the ones that I've kind of picked to use, and Troy uses some of these as well. They've kind of been, tested by other people as well over the years. So, yeah.
So there's multiple ones we can use, but there's a reason why we've shown you guys these ones, and it's because we've been in the game for a while now, and there's a reason why Coinbase and Binance and Kraken and CoinSpot, these sites are the biggest exchanges and the biggest sites. They're run by people who are extremely respected in the area. We're talking billions and billions and billions of dollars go through these exchanges every day. So there's a reason why we've recommended these ones, and there's absolutely, there's ones down the bottom there, so we won't go right into it now, but localbitcoins.com, Wall of Coin, Shapeshift. There's other ones that you can go down, and of course, there's ways that you can potentially buy Bitcoin if you want to buy it, not through an exchange, and you want to use a level of anonymity and that kind of thing. But for what you guys are doing, especially as beginners, we would highly recommend, Coinbase or Binance as your go-to to start with. And there's another site there, Crypto Compare, which kind of will go through and, give you better offers, and, someone may be charging less fees and all these other things. And once again, this isn't financial advice, but, you may go, oh, I'm just making up a website now. Coinorama, there probably is a website called Coinorama, I don't know, is offering like amazing, they're not charging any fees for the next 30 days. Cool, I'm going to buy my Bitcoin through them. But Coinorama is their CEO is someone dodgy, and you go and put all your money in there and then they disappear, right? So you just want to make sure that, even though you may pay a little bit more for these trusted ones, it's worth it in the end. So we're always talking about security. The number one rule in this business and in all types of investing is wealth management and capital preservation. If you start with $100, $1,000, the whole idea is to keep that $1,000, right? We're going to talk about ways to grow it and ways to expand on it and ways to earn yourself more crypto. But the whole goal is to preserve that capital. Kevin and I have been through so many experiences where we've lost thousands and thousands of dollars, and we've been through other experiences where we've made thousands and thousands of dollars. But you only ever really remember the losses, and these are the kinds of things that we've learned from and that we want to pass on to you guys, so you guys can mainly experience the wins.
Yeah. To add to that, so everything above the line there is, as Troy said, trusted, verified, but you also have to remember risk, that these are other companies, these are exchanges on the internet, and they could also collapse, or they could have some sort of technical issue. So you're never 100% sure of that.
Yeah.
And it has happened before that exchanges, well-known exchanges have gone down. But that was like in the early days. Nowadays, like there's some exchanges that have insurance and better protection, better regulation, and then
much more increased.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I just was saying much more increased security these days.
Yeah.
And I do know for a fact that like Coinbase and Binance, they do have insurances.
Like Binance is like 100 million worth of insurance or something like that. But yeah, in those top three, the reason I also mark them out is if you're just starting out, they have these, cool little referral programs where if you sign up or refer a friend, then you get $50 or $10 or something like that to start playing around with crypto without necessarily, putting too much capital in. So it's kind of like they're incentivizing people to just, give things a go in the crypto world. Whereas everything in the darker area at the bottom, that's more like your Craigslist or eBay kind of peer-to-peer buying and selling, where you might be able to get a better deal than buying it from the shop, but you also have increased risk and security to look out for. And you can also go to a Bitcoin ATM if there's one around you. There's a website that you can look up Bitcoin ATMs nearby. So yeah, the main difference between getting those wallets is the security and then your privacy. Obviously, everything up the top. you have to give certain details to the exchanges so that they can track, you know, who's buying crypto. Whereas the ones at the bottom, you can buy anonymously, which is good for wealth management and protection. So again, more info on that on my website, which you can have a look at. Now, okay, so this is the last part for this section, and basically this CNN screenshot I think came out 3-4 days ago, when Mike Novogratz, he's the founder of Galaxy Digital, which is the second largest crypto investment institution next to Grayscale, which is another huge company, and yeah, he was interviewed. You can find it on YouTube if you just type it up, and he's gone from being a small-time crypto investor. I think he was initially as a correspondent between CNN, recommending 1% to 2% investment in it a few years ago, and then now he's saying as a safe thing, 5% of your portfolio is pretty safe to do. But when they cornered him and asked, well, how much do you have in it? He's like, oh, about 50% of his own personal funds. So, yeah, based on the growth that's happening, because as we mentioned before, the banks and institutions are now starting to jump on the bandwagon because they see that the people are moving with it, and they want to capitalize on that movement as well. So, when you're first starting out, we recommend that. Again, this isn't financial advice, but this is just what. It's weird to say that it's not financial advice, but this is what we recommend just based on our experience, right? Start off with Bitcoin and Ethereum first, and maybe XRP, and I'll touch on that in a second. So Bitcoin, because it's the main one, the store of value, all the things that we've said, and it's the original on-ramp for some of these exchanges. Like some exchanges will only allow you to buy, say, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and 3 or 4 things. Like some ATMs will only allow you to buy 4 or 5 of the top coins. And then with Ethereum, so we talked about smart contracts before. So if you think of Ethereum as like not just a currency, but almost like the app store, if you've got an Apple or an Android, whatever the app store is, with Ethereum, it's also a like a programming language, you could say, that allows you to create digital apps, digital applications within this decentralized model. So it's kind of like the Apple, the Apple of the crypto world.
The Apple Store. It's the Apple Store. So
the App Store.
They're creating so on the Ethereum blockchain, they're creating what's called a decentralized app, or a DApp, right? So you've got your apps that are out now, but creating decentralized apps, so DApps. And there's a reason why Ethereum is the second biggest market cap and the second biggest cryptocurrency in the world. And that's, once again, like we said before, it is a trailblazer, but it also has those extra features on top that Kevin just said. So it's a trailblazer in the smart contract world. But the other thing is as well, the community in Ethereum is always growing. They're always thinking ahead. They're always thinking in new ways to improve the coin. They're always thinking of new ways to improve the blockchain. There's multiple different things happening on the blockchain now. They're doing what's called decentralized finance, which we're going to touch on slightly a little later. So they're always doing new things on the blockchain. They're always creating new things. And that's the reason why it's kept that second largest market cap, because apart from the fact that being a trailblazer of the smart contract world, the community has consistently added new things onto it and consistently made the value of holding Ethereum, much, much higher.
Yeah. And then on the side of Ripple, so Ripple's got a bit of a love-hate relationship within the crypto world, because it's started by a tech company called Ripple, and they created this global payment network, and their coin is called XRP, which basically works on that network, but only like the large banks and financial institutions use that particular network. So because because Bitcoin was sort of started as an underground movement, the people against the powers that be, now that there's this company that's started using that for financial institutions, that's what's created this love-hate kind of relationship. But as a financial instrument, it still moves in the market. And if the banks are jumping on and using this technology, and making money from it, then other people view it from a different perspective and going, well, if they're using it, we might as well use it as well, and trade it and make money off it and all that sort of thing. So while you can, unless you literally run a financial institution or a bank yourself, you can't get onto the Ripple network and be part of it, but you can still purchase the coin and trade it and do all this sort of stuff with it, to sort of swim with the sharks, let's just say. Yeah, so the second part is how much should I get, and what we put out there is that get enough skin in the game to motivate yourself to learn, but not enough to hurt if you lose it. So you will make mistakes, but mistakes are lessons that add up to experience and wisdom. So the thing to keep in mind in here is winning or learning is key, not winning or losing. With every loss or failure, there's a lesson to be learned in that. And we're going to go on like a little bit of a break now, I think, because you're probably sick of hearing me in the intro talk for a little bit, and maybe need a bit of a water break. But
Yeah.
before we go on the break, I wanted to introduce Kjartan, who's been patiently sitting there with a beautiful background of where he lives in Norway, which is just amazing. And he'll be coming on after the break to help us through some sort of psychology and mindset sort of stuff. I won't go into too much detail. I don't want to give away what we're going to be going through. But I wanted to, before we sort of take this break, start thinking about your thoughts around money and your relationship with money, because ultimately this question, when you're faced there, trying to create your own wallet and learning new things and what am I doing with my money? How am I going to do this? It's going to bring up maybe some resistances. Also, could bring up some excitement on like, oh, I'm going to put this, bet on black, put everything down, that kind of thing. So start thinking about if you had, say, $100 or $1,000 and it was sitting right in front of you, and you're about to throw that into the internet. How would that make you feel? Are you comfortable going, okay, $1,000 into Bitcoin right now? Yeah, no worries. That's not going to hurt me. Or would you look at it and go, oh, maybe I'll shave a couple of $100 off that and I'll only put 500 in. That's what I'm comfortable with, my level of risk. Or you could go, actually, I'm comfortable with $1,200. If that was to just up and disappear in front of your eyes, kind of like start thinking about that. Yeah. As we go into the break, and then Kjartan will touch more about the mindset stuff after the break. So
just really quickly, like what Kevin said there, like you do actually need to get some skin in the game, though. You can only go, if you are going to take this journey, you can only go so long with what we call paper trading, right? Let's say if you went down the trading path, your mindset and your psychology and the way that you react is always different to when you actually have real skin in the game. You're just mucking around and go, oh, cool, I'm going to act as if I bought 2 Ethereum today. Oh, great, it went up in value. I'm going to buy another 3 Ethereum. Like, there's only so long you can play around with monopoly money. If you are going to do this, you do need skin in the game. But like what Kevin said, at the same time, right, with all investments, no matter whether it's cryptocurrency, property, gold, stocks, whatever it is, right, it can all go in different directions. Yes, cryptocurrency and the right ones can make you extremely rich in a very short period of time, but things can kind of go other ways as well. And that's why we always say that education is key, and understanding what the basis and the theory behind these coins are key as well. And you really need to,
Oh, hello?
We've lost you, Troy.
We've lost Troy. Oh no. It's almost, I think, 8:30 in his place, and he's got this weird thing where between 8:30 and 9 his internet just seems to drop out like exactly the same time. So good cue. It's good cue for a bit of a break. So take the time to grab a glass of water or go to the bathroom or anything like that. Or if you want to ask questions as well, happy to do that. But have a bit of a breather from all this.
What are you planning, a 5-minute break? What's the break time?
5 minutes.
All right.
Is that all right, or do you need longer? Or I think
No,
five
that's fine.
minutes is fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.